And so here we go. I'm playing a Tier 10 US submarine, the USS Balao, in this particular game. And I like subs. The thing is that there's a lot of folks in World of Warships who just hate submarines. It's just terrible. How can they ruin the game, I've been told. I don't know how they ruin the game. But I do remember when aircraft carriers were first introduced, where a lot of people said that those ruined the game too. Oh, so sad. And in fact, there are quite a few Japanese and US ships in World War II whose game was ruined by subs. Anyway, so I like them and I have fun with them, and I'm going to keep playing them regardless of what everybody thinks. So here we go. Now, when this popped up, I thought, okay, I'm not going to sail for the middle for the B cap. I've done that before, and sometimes it works, and sometimes you get creamed because there's no real place to hide, really. But Cap A, you can kind of like sneak into the side next to that one island, the northern island of the two, and you can kind of like hide a bit. And it depends upon how many submarines or destroyers are going to come marching in at the same time. And if they don't, then you have a good place to hide at least and try to take the cap. So that's where I'm headed. In order not to bore you, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward on some of these long stretches here. When I first started heading off to this cap in order to try to take it, I thought I'd have a battleship and a cruiser to accompany me so that we could, put on a good show. But the cruiser decided to go off to the other side of the map, and it was just me and the battleship. And we both got there at about the same time. And I hid myself. Got a little bit of aerial action from an aircraft. And that spotted me, so I got hit a little bit by a cruiser off in the distance. Then the battleship, instead of doing something tactically interesting like snugging himself up next to the island too so he could duke it out with that far-off cruiser and have a better chance of survival and maybe even taking it out, he just blithely sails on in, exposing himself to all kinds of other ships. And it didn't turn out well for him.
Torpedoes, direct front.
And so my friend the battleship just heads right out in the middle of the cap, faced by two battleships and two cruisers, all by himself, unsupported. No way in the world I could support him. With only torpedoes. So he just basically committed suicide. I guess the best thing you could say is that he distracted them from me. I'll just give him that. Anyway, it didn't take much longer for him to get creamed. So here we go, coming right in after we speed this up a bit, and got the cap, so started heading off, and whammo, there goes that battleship. Beautiful. Now what to do at this point? My entire team's all the way over to the west, or rather east, I'm in the west. And so what am I going to do? I suppose I could sail back east, but then I decided to go ahead and go for that one cruiser off in the far southwest, just right ahead of me right there. So I'm going to come over there and get close enough to him to light off some torpedoes and see what happens. So I decided I'd just ship off a set of 4 torpedoes out of the 6 in the salvo, and then the other 2 off to the side a little bit, because it looked like he was going to start a turn, but he didn't actually in the end. And then head on down, because he's going to know what direction the torpedoes are coming from, and so I need to pull off a 90-degree turn to get off axis of what he's probably going to send after me after this. Definitely want to avoid those. And yeah, 4 torpedoes. Bang, 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 bang. Got him. Didn't sink him, though, unfortunately. Now, at this point, the thing I have to do is just avoid getting killed. So, just try to avoid as many of these people as possible, get off in the ways, and it turns out there's another submarine somewhere out there, and he's looking for me, too. So, it's a bit iffy right at the moment.
Problem solved, sir.
Whoops, I'm detected. I think that's the other submarine. Okay, gotta try to... Yeah, there's a beam of sonar coming at me. Didn't hit me. He's searching. Definitely do not want to get under his attack. Still not got me. The depth charge is going off around me, and gotta hit off in the distance there. Okay, now I've got him. Is he gonna launch on me? I don't know. Thing is that I wanted to fire off my stern tubes, try to hit something else, but not really. I'm trying to avoid getting killed by the other sub. It's not easy to do sometimes, but he's not actually firing at me. Does he fire at me? I can't tell right at this point. Anyway, so I'm out of his sight, at least from the... he doesn't... I'm not detected right now. So anyway, what happened at this point is that I realized that the enemy's aircraft carrier had been moving off in this direction behind that island there. I thought, well, may as well let's just go over there and have a look and see if we can take it out. That would at least be useful. But in the meantime, let's see if we can't do anything about that battleship back there. So I rippled off 4 stern tube torpedoes. Just about at the point in time I lost him on the underwater display. By the time I reacquired him, I tried to tag him, but the torpedoes were well past the point where they would do any good. So there he is. Go back to try to tag him. Actually sent a sonar pulse out, but the torpedoes had already gone past him, so it was pointless. So we'll just continue on. So from this point, it was just a matter of swinging around to where we can get that aircraft carrier into view at the same time while running out of battery power. And I was going to have to come up to surface in order to recharge at some point, and in order to come up to some kind of periscope depth in order to see how close we were, we could get him into sight. So up we came, and there he was. Now at this point I had swapped over to the heavier duty warheads, so that they didn't have any terminal guidance. They just went in the direction you sent them, and so I sent all 6 of the things I had loaded in the bow tubes, and let me just follow them in. At the last moment, he suddenly realized he was under observation and under attack, so he started firing up his boilers, but too late. Didn't kill him. Bang, bang. Oh, that was gorgeous. Anyway, so he wasn't gone yet, so I'm under attack by his protective batteries. So let's turn around and send the stern tubes after him. And rip off all 4 of those, and off we go. Are we going to get him? Let's follow them in. There they go, and bang, he's gone. Got myself a aircraft carrier with a total damage of over 110,000 damage points. Very good. Of course, we're not doing so well team-wise here. You go looking at that, and they have us on numbers of ships available left. But they've only captured 1 cap, the one that I got in the very beginning. And we still have a cap going on there. So how are we doing? But the main thing I got to do right now is try to escape retribution for getting that aircraft carrier. What happens is he launched bombers, dive bombers, and he's looking for me. You can see that. And then he finally gives up and starts heading off to do something useful before his dive bombers run out of fuel. And anyway, so I've got another couple of ships that are looking for me, it looks like, anyway. So I spend some time, evading all that. Well, at this point, I've evaded pretty much everything that was looking for me. So I've fired a couple of torpedoes here and there, but, evaded some others. But the game's basically over at this point. I'm going to go ahead and sail around a little bit and see if I can get something else in my sight. That one ship has gone off to the north and really isn't... I can't catch him. It'd be a long stern chase, and torpedoes just wouldn't catch up to him by the time, if I fired any. So I went off towards the northeast here, thinking maybe there's something going to come into my way and I can take it out before the end, get some useful thing accomplished. And so there we were. There was somebody coming right in. They were looking for me now. I'm the only one left, and they saw me down here in this corner, last thing they saw. And in fact, there's some conversation there. Where are you? I wanted to tell them where I was, but that wouldn't be sporting. But then things came to an end before I could really get anything accomplished. Take out that last battleship. He really had too much hit points left in him, and I couldn't have hit him, sunk him anyway. But you never know. Could have got something lucky. In any case, the game was over, and we were defeated. So sad.